Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Sunday. We've got 15 matchups on this MLB slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action. Go ahead, turn on those notification bells. And yeah, we'll hop in here. Busy slate today as we close out the weekend. Starting with the San Francisco Giants versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Giants opening up as road favorites at -145. The Pirates +125 with the over-under at 9. Giants coming into this matchup 51-41. Pirates 41-51. Pitching for the Giants is Alex Wood with an ERA of 4.68. Pitching for the Pirates is Osvaldo Bido with an ERA of 4.44. Wood, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Bido, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Giants beating the Pirates yesterday 3-1. They're on a 4-game winning streak, back-to-back wins against the Pirates. The Pirates are just 2-8 in their last 10 right now, really struggling. Giants playing very well, 13-4 on the road, getting it done on the road here. And Wood's coming off a couple bad starts on the mound here, but I still like the Giants on the road. Next matchup, we got the Chicago White Sox versus the Atlanta Braves. Braves opening up as home favorites at -180. The White Sox +145 with the over-under at 9.5. White Sox coming into this matchup 39-55. The Braves 61-30. Pitching for the White Sox is Dylan Cease with an ERA of 4.30. Pitching for the Braves is Colby Allard with an ERA of 4.22. Cease, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 8 strikeouts. Allard, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. The White Sox beating the Braves yesterday. Big underdog win for the White Sox yesterday. They are just 1-7 on the road against Atlanta, 1-5 straight up against Atlanta. Allard been good. He's only pitched twice this season, only given up 3 runs here. Cease coming off that 5-run game. I still like the Braves to bounce back here. Good win for the White Sox yesterday, but I still think Atlanta can bounce back, and I'm going to take the Braves at home. Next matchup, we've got the Miami Marlins versus the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore opening up as home favorites at -175. Miami +145 with the over-under at 8.5. Miami coming into this matchup 53-41. Baltimore 56-35. Pitching for the Marlins is Steven Okert with an ERA of 2.43. Pitching for the Orioles is Kyle Bradish with an ERA of 3.32. Bradish, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Don't see any pitching info for Okert here, but Marlins coming off back-to-back losses against Baltimore. Baltimore quietly playing well. They're on a 7-game winning streak right now. Miami, 0-5 on the road right now. Been struggling on the road a good bit. Bradish has been very good on the mound for Baltimore this season here, and I think I'm going to roll with Baltimore at home. Next matchup, we got the San Diego Padres versus the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies opening up as home favorites at -150. Padres +130 with the over-under at 9. Padres coming into this matchup 44-49. The Phillies 50-42. Pitching for the Padres is Seth Lugo with an ERA of 3.39. Pitching for the Phillies is Zach Wheeler with an ERA of 3.97. Lugo, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 6 strikeouts. Wheeler, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, at 7 strikeouts. Padres losing both games yesterday in the doubleheader. Just disappointing games from the Padres yesterday. And nice wins for Philly. Padres, 1-5 against Philly. They've struggled against the Phillies here. Wheeler's given up runs, though. Given up a lot of runs in his last few starts. Lugo coming off only giving up 1 run in his last 2 starts here. Has been pretty good on the mound. I still think the Padres are a good underdog, and I'll take Padres plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Arizona Diamondbacks versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto opening up as home favorites at minus 155. Arizona plus 130 with the over-under at 9.5. Arizona coming into this matchup 52-41. Toronto 52-41 as well. Pitching for Arizona is Tommy Henry with an ERA of 3.75. Pitching for Toronto is Yusei Kikuchi with an ERA of 4.24. Henry, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Kikuchi, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Arizona struggled this series, coming off back-to-back losses against Toronto. Toronto playing well right now. They are 7-1 in their last 8. They're playing very well. Kikuchi's had some rough starts on the mound right now. And I think this is a spot where Arizona gets them here. I know they've struggled the last few games, only really getting 2 runs here in their last 3 games, but I like Henry on the mound. He's been very solid for Arizona all year, and I think I'm going to take Arizona plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the New York Mets. Mets opening up as home favorites at minus 120. The Dodgers plus 100 with the over-under at 8.5. Dodgers coming into this matchup 53-38. The Mets 42-50. Pitching for the Dodgers is Bobby Miller with an ERA of 4.50. Pitching for the Mets is Max Scherzer with an ERA of 4.31. Miller, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Scherzer, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Dodgers, they're on a 6-game winning streak. Back-to-back wins against the Mets here. Mets on a 4-game losing streak. Dodgers are 13-7 against the Mets here. They're playing very well. 16-3 on the road against the Mets. So they've been playing very well. Pretty even pitching matchup. Both pitchers giving up a good bit of runs. And I think Dodgers are a good underdog today. And I'll take Dodgers plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Milwaukee Brewers versus the Cincinnati Reds. Reds opening up as home favorites at minus 120. The Brewers plus 100 with the over-under at 10.5. Brewers coming into this matchup 51-42. The Reds 50-43. Pitching for the Brewers is Adrian Hauser with an ERA of 3.68. Pitching for the Reds is Ben Lively with an ERA of 3.83. Hauser, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 4 strikeouts. Lively, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 5 strikeouts. Brewers on a 3-game winning streak. 3 straight wins against the Reds here. They're playing very well. 3 straight shutout wins against the Reds. Reds haven't scored in the last 3 games. It's been kind of rough for Cincinnati here. And Brewers 6-1 on the road. Pretty even pitching matchup, and I like what the Brewers have been doing. Still getting underdog value. Coming off an underdog game last game where they swept them, and think they're good underdogs again today, while the Reds struggle a little bit on the stretch they're on. And I'll take Brewers plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Kansas City Royals. Rays opening up as road favorites at minus 220. Royals plus 180 with the over-under at 9. Rays coming into this matchup 60 and 35. The Royals 26 and 67. Pitching for the Rays is Zach Eflin with an ERA of 3.25. Pitching for the Royals is Jordan Lyles with an ERA of 6.24. Eflin, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Lyles, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 5 strikeouts. Tampa Bay on a 3-game winning streak, back-to-back wins against the Royals. Royals still struggling here. Knew this was a series that the Rays could kind of bounce back, and they have. They're 4-1 against the Royals. Eflin's been solid for Tampa Bay all season here. Lyles 1-11. I mean, he's been just very bad. Hasn't been able to get wins. Tough for Lyles, but yeah, rolling with the Rays on the road. Next matchup, we got the Washington Nationals versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals opening up as home favorites at -180. Washington +165 with the over-under at 9. Washington coming into this matchup 37 and 55. The Cardinals 39 and 53. Pitching for the Nationals is Josiah Gray with an ERA of 3.41. Pitching for the Cardinals is Jack Flaherty with an ERA of 4.27. Gray, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Flaherty, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Coming off back-to-back 0-run games for him. Washington losing yesterday 9-6 to the Cardinals. And yeah, I really like Flaherty on the mound today. He's been hot these last 2 games here, and I'm going to roll with St. Louis at home. Next matchup, we got the Boston Red Sox versus the Chicago Cubs. Cubs opening up as home favorites at -150. Boston +130 with the over-under at 9.5. Boston coming into this matchup 49 and 44. The Cubs 43 and 48. Pitching for Boston is Cutter Crawford with an ERA of 4.11. Pitching for the Cubs is Justin Steele with an ERA of 2.56. Crawford, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Steele, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Yeah, Boston coming off a bad loss yesterday, 10-4, ruining their big win streak that they were on. I really like Steele on the mound. He's been very good for Chicago this season. And they're coming off a nice game there, a big momentum game. Hit very well yesterday. I think I'm going to lean with Chicago at home. Next matchup, we got the Cleveland Guardians versus the Texas Rangers. Rangers opening up as home favorites at -125. Cleveland +110 with the over-under at 9.5. Guardians coming into this matchup 45 and 47. The Rangers 54 and 39. Pitching for the Guardians is Tanner Beebe with an ERA of 3.34. Pitching for the Rangers is Martin Perez with an ERA of 4.81. Beebe, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 4 strikeouts. Perez, his last start, he pitched 1 inning, gave up 6 runs, had 0 strikeouts. Cleveland on a 3-game losing streak, back-to-back losses against the Rangers. Yeah, I like the Rangers at home, playing well. BB's been good on the mound for Cleveland here, but I'm still going to roll with the Rangers at home. Next matchup, we've got the New York Yankees versus the Colorado Rockies. Yankees opening up as road favorites at -225. Colorado +185 with the over-under at 11. Yankees coming into this matchup 50 and 43. The Rockies 35 and 58. Pitching for the Yankees is Garrett Cole with an ERA of 2.85. Pitching for the Rockies is Chase Anderson with an ERA of 6.89. Cole, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Anderson, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 3 strikeouts. The Yankees beating the Rockies yesterday 6-3. Nice comeback win after losing their last game to Colorado. Cole coming off some solid starts on the mound here. Anderson, it's been rough for him. He's given up 5, 6, and 9 runs consecutively in his last 3 here. And yeah, I think I'm going to roll with the Yankees on the road. Next matchup, we got the Minnesota Twins versus the Oakland Athletics. Twins opening up as road favorites at -200. Oakland +170 with the over-under at 8. Twins coming into this matchup 47-46. Oakland 25-69. Pitching for the Twins is Joe Ryan with an ERA of 3.70. Pitching for Oakland is JP Sears with an ERA of 3.88. Ryan, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 10 strikeouts. Sears, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Minnesota coming off back-to-back wins against Oakland. They've looked very good in this series so far. Oakland on a 6-game losing streak here. And, Joe Ryan's had some rough starts on the mound here. Sears coming off back-to-back 0-run games, but I still just don't trust Oakland, and I think it's a good spot for Joe Ryan to have a better game on the mound, and I'm rolling with the Twins on the road. Next matchup, we got the Detroit Tigers versus the Seattle Mariners. Seattle opening up as home favorites at -190. Detroit +155 with the over-under at 8. Detroit coming into this matchup 41-50. Seattle 45-46. Pitching for the Tigers is Reese Olson with an ERA of 4.05. Pitching for Seattle is Bryce Miller with an ERA of 3.97. Olson, his last start, he pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 run, had 2 strikeouts. Miller, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Detroit, back-to-back wins against Seattle. Big underdog wins here. Seattle's just played very poorly in these 2 games, especially yesterday getting swept. And, Olson's been good on the mound for Detroit. Yeah, I simply just don't trust Seattle today. They look bad in this series. Paying a high price tag for a team that has not looked good in these last 2 games. And, yeah, I'll take Detroit +1.5 on the road. Then the last matchup, we got the Houston Astros versus the Los Angeles Angels. Astros opening up as road favorites at -145. The Angels +125 with the over-under at 9.5. Astros coming into this matchup 51-42. The Angels 46-47. Pitching for the Astros is Christian Javier with an ERA of 4.34. Pitching for the Angels is Tyler Anderson with an ERA of 5.25. Javier, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 8 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Anderson, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Houston losing a close one yesterday, 13-12 in a shootout. Houston still has been good against the Angels, 6-2 against LA, 13-6 on the road against LA here. But Javier's been very bad on the mound as of late, giving up 8, 6, and 4 runs in his last 3 starts. Anderson coming off a 0-run game here, and yeah, I think Angels are good underdogs today, and I'll take Angels +1.5 at home. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Sunday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a good one.